your most complete game this season? Pretty close?
It's hard for me. I mean, I'd have to think back to some of the games. I thought we've played some pretty good games, but it was certainly a complete game. I thought we did a really good job through the 60 minutes. I would say the first was really good. The second was fine. I thought the third, outside of the penalties, we did a really good job. Came out in the third and kind of played the way you have to play to kind of grind away wins. So it was the type of hockey I think that leads to success. So we just keep building off it.
Did you see a direct correlation from some of the defensive things you reviewed the past few days?
I'll give this team a lot of credit that when we kind of either practice stuff or go through stuff on video, they have done an excellent job of applying it. It doesn't mean that at some point it doesn't leak out of your game, and that's the issue at times with, not practicing and getting tired and stuff like that. But I will say they apply it, and I thought we gapped. I thought our gaps were the best of the year, to be honest with you. Whether it was in our neutral zone forecheck or on our track, something that we had talked about. I thought we defended pretty well. I thought we stopped on pucks, we angled. We did those things better for sure. We've done it at other times through the year too, but we kind of refocused yesterday, and I thought we did a good job of that.
Are you surprised how much of Louis Crevy's become, I guess, a rotation player and what he's become for this team this season?
It's a good question. Going into the year, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I know I sat on the other bench last year and was like, wow, is that guy big? But I didn't know him other than that as a player. And I think Louis' confidence is really growing, and I think his confidence grows, he's just becoming a better and better player. He's 6 foot, 8 or 7. He skates well. He's got good hands. He can shoot a puck. Those are all attributes that lead to a pretty good player, and I think he's developing into a good piece for us in front of our eyes.
With the weight.
Hand passes are kind of a hot topic right now. What did you think on the replay?
That one was probably pretty easy based on the way the rule is, and it was pretty. As soon as I saw it, I knew we were. I was hoping as Docker was trying to touch it, he touched it, but I knew that was going to be called back.
With how Shesterkin played in the first period, how big was it to score the first goal?
Yeah, no, it's big, and he's an intimidating goaltender because when he gets on a roll, it's hard to score against him, and he's obviously been one of the best goalies in the league over the last number of years, and I thought that chance that Berkey had in the first is kind of what you need to do. You need to shoot and kind of get into those rebound situations. But so us to be able to kind of score the shorty, and then Connor's goal was a really, really good kind of play by Berkey and a great finish, and then in the end you find a way to score that third one. That's a big one, obviously. That makes it. It doesn't put it out of reach by any stretch, but it makes it way bigger climb for them.
How do you think the defensive group fared as a whole with 6 in the lineup tonight?
I think they did a good job. I think they've had nights where they did a good job of 7, and they did nights where and tonight they did a good job of 6. I don't think it's necessarily whether we dress 6 or 7. It's how each guy plays, and I thought tonight, there's certainly benefits both ways. I get all that. I get all the arguments. At the end of the day, you got to go out and do a good job within the minutes that you get. And I thought all our guys, as a whole, I actually thought our decor was very good. To be honest with you, I thought they played very good tonight.
To expand on that, could you just discuss your thought process with the new adjusted defensive pairings now that the 6?
Yeah, Vlas and Krev have done, when they've kind of probably played their best, they've had a specific role to match up against the other team's best, and the other team's top line, and so they were matched up against Panarin's line all night. Was the Benajad, and so that's a challenge that I think they've accepted very well, and they're so long, and it's just really, really, really hard to play against. I thought Kais and Lefshinov have played a lot together, but we just thought maybe a little switch with those guys. Grizz, kind of a little more veteran presence with Grizz and Lefshinov, and a little more veteran presence with Murph with Kais. And so it seemed to work out well, and I thought all 6 played well.
Thoughts on Matt Grzelcyk on the second power play unit?
I think he does a good job there. Like, he had, I think, 39 points running the power play in Pittsburgh last year as one of the top. They had a good power play last year, so he's certainly capable of it for sure. He does a really good job of making the right play at the right time, and we didn't have any success on the power play tonight. That would have been a sore spot probably for us, but he'll do a good job on it.
With another back-to-back coming up on Friday and Saturday, what do you want to take? What do you want the team to take from last weekend. into
Don't
the next
repeat whatever we did last weekend. Whatever we did on that day, don't do that. We'll have to we'll look at it as a staff. Like, first off, our focus is going into St. Louis and playing a team that's played pretty well overall in the last little bit. And then coming back here, we're going to have to really kind of talk about how you play to be successful. And this is part of the learning process with our group, young and old. And so we'll talk about that and then hopefully find a better kind of effort than we've had in our back-to-back so far, because we have a lot coming, and it's just the reality of the league, and so we got to be able to handle it.
Frank seems to be a bit snake-bitten as far as scoring goes this season. Do you say anything to him after the breakaway went the way that it went?
Honestly, I thought Frank Nazar was as good as he's played probably all. I thought he was excellent tonight, to be honest with you, and I look at process. I look at things like being over the puck and being strong on the puck and having those opportunities to make plays and using his speed. And yes, there's been nights where maybe in St. Louis he was flashier, but I thought for the things that it's going to take for Frank to be a really, really big time difference maker, he was excellent tonight. So yes, is it frustrating when you're not scoring? Yes. Our job as a coaching staff is to keep him focused on process, because points come and go. I've seen it all the time, and he'll get his points if he plays like that on a consistent basis.